Hey, glad you could join me. I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about something that I've been thinking about today. Really more recently is the peace of God. You know, the gospel is the gospel of peace. And in Philippians 4:7, Paul talks about how we have a peace of God that goes beyond any understanding, that keeps our hearts and minds, that guards our hearts and minds. Thinking about the fact that he was in prison when he wrote this letter is just mind-boggling in some ways, because here he is in prison and he's writing to people who are free and telling them they have to have peace, that they need peace in their lives. We all know what that's like. I've had difficult times where I wasn't sure how that I would have peace, but then God just spoke it somehow into my situation, and I found myself at peace in the middle of something I wouldn't have ever expected. When my parents passed away, my mom and my dad both, at the times they passed away, I remember, you know, it's a horrendous time in your life, but at that same time, going through all the things, I could feel a sense of peace. I knew it was from God. It was beyond understanding. If you've ever had that peace in your life, you know what I'm talking about. And Paul's telling us that this peace of God not only goes beyond our understanding, but it keeps or guards our hearts and minds. Extreme emotions can mess things up, and it can make enemies. And extreme thinking can mess things up, and it can also make enemies. We get so wrapped up in what we believe in our opinions and our thoughts that it drags our emotions and our thoughts into a place that they cannot find the peace of God. Anxiety tries to take you captive. Stress. So you see, the peace of God is there to bring temperance into our lives, to bring us to a place of balance, to bring everything into moderation so that we're not extreme in our emotions and we're not so extreme in our thoughts and opinions, that we can bring them in captive to the love of God. And it is the love of God that produces that peace in us. It may help if you have a journal or something that you write down a time where you found that peace of God in the middle of a difficult situation as a Christian. If you're not a Christian, that may be difficult to do, but if you're a Christian and you write that down and share that experience in a journal, you can remind yourself of how God's peace can be right there in the middle of a difficult situation. That may be a way to apply it to your life, or just think about those times and realize there was a peace in the middle of the eye of that emotional or mind storm, if you will. So keep that scripture in mind as you pass through your week. Philippians 4:7. The peace of God can go beyond all understanding and guard your heart and mind. And realize that it's not just a peace for you, it's a peace that when God gives it to us, it's for us to have in our lives, but to also share with others. You see, it's in Matthew 5 that Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God."